alert! Learning is important, right?
Yes, exactly. What a bunch of nerds.
Nerd alert!
That's right.
Marketing Architects.
Hello, and welcome to the Marketing Architects, a research-first podcast dedicated to answering your toughest marketing questions. I'm Elena Jasper. I run the marketing team here at Marketing Architects, and I'm joined by my co-host, Rob Thomaz, the Chief Product Architect of Misfits and Machines.
Hello.
Hello, we are back with your weekly Nerd Alert. Every week I'll take a deep dive into academic marketing research and translate its complex ideas into simple, understandable language for Rob, and of course for all of you. Are you ready to nerd out, Rob?
This nerd train has no brakes, so buckle up.
All right, let's do it. As always, we'll link the research we cover in the episode notes. This week I read a study that is very popular recently, and it's titled The Effects of Advertising Media Channel Combinations on Brand Performance. This is by Jason Bell, Felipe Thomaz, and Andrew Stephen from the University of Oxford. But before we get too far into that, Rob, I wanted to ask you this. Do you think that there is a single best media mix or maybe combination of marketing channels that performs the best overall?
Wow. Well, I have been paleo at one point in my life, and then I tried to be a vegan, and then I tried to be a pescatarian, a salad. I even did like a White Castle binge for a while,
Oh yeah, the classic White Castle diet.
Yeah, and they're all pretty dang interesting for their own reason. And sometimes I feel that way about media planning too. There's just not like a one size fits all. How does your audience interact with media, right? What does some of the synergies look like between the different channels? Or where are you at on your funnel strategy? Are you more top of the funnel, middle? What are your goals? So I don't know. It's hard to say that one particular strategy fits everybody.
You're right, actually. That's like, I really didn't think that you were going to answer that right, but you did it.
I set a high bar, don't I?
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, the answer, it's kind of a trick question because it like really depends. So you nailed it.
There you go. I did one good thing today.
Yeah, let's talk more about it. So this really depends on your objective, your brand, your category. And they did this massive study to look at this. So they analyzed more than 1,000 ad campaigns across 557 brands and 51 countries, looking to find out how do different media channel combinations impact brand performance. And that answer matters a lot because marketing spend continues to rise, but it's really difficult, maybe even impossible, to get instant feedback on whether your total marketing budget allocation is working. Instead, we have to rely on heuristics, our past experiences, or often what our competitors are doing. And the researchers argue that most companies optimize reach rather than effectiveness when planning their channel mix. So they're focusing on how many eyeballs will see our ads rather than whether those ads actually delivered brand awareness, association, or purchase intent. And this study shows that approach can be flawed when you are looking at your ad spend. So here's what they did. They categorized all these campaigns they looked at into 7 archetypes. And these were based on like the media mix patterns. And those 7s were first TV dominated. So these were marketing mixes that had a heavy reliance on television, often paired with outdoor. Digital and TV hybrid. So that's exactly what it sounds like, a mix of TV and online. Algorithmic digital, which focused on YouTube and Facebook, leveraging a lot of algorithmic targeting. Balanced multi-channel, so that's a mix of TV, online video, and some point of sale ads. Legacy and digital display, which would be a heavy investment in traditional media like print, outdoor radio, and online display.
Okay.
Legacy and Facebook, so that same legacy mix plus Facebook ads. And then broad multi-channel, so that's a big mix of TV, online video, social media, and outdoor. So they categorized those campaigns into those 7 archetypes. And then they measured how the different media mixes influenced 4 key brand metrics. They were looking at first unaided awareness. So can your consumers recall your brand without a prompt? Aided awareness. Can they recognize it when prompted? Association. Do they link your brand with your key messages or attributes? And motivation. Are they actually considering buying your brand? So the first big takeaway from this study is there is no single best media mix. Congratulations, marketers. Again, there is no answer for you here. There is no best mix that dominates across all metrics. So your approach is going to depend on your goal. So they gave some examples here. If you're really focused on unaided awareness, They found that a mix of TV, outdoor, and online video worked best. For brand association, YouTube-heavy strategies with digital components worked better. And if your goal was motivating a customer to take action, point-of-sale advertising paired with digital was the most effective. And here's another question they asked. If there's not this one-size-fits-all answer, are marketers currently picking the most effective combinations? What do you think that answer was, Rob? Are marketers getting it right on their own?
I'm going to assume not.
You'd be correct. You're 2 for 2.
Well, I mean, that was a
layup.
One.
Yeah. Yeah. The answer is no, we're not great at it right now. The researchers found that generally we over-prioritize reach at the expense of brand lift. And according to the study, brand lift measures effectiveness. It tells you how well an ad campaign actually drove awareness, perception, and intent, not just how many eyeballs saw your ad. The data shows that 80% of campaigns are very efficient at maximizing reach, but only 8% are optimized for brand lift, which means most brands are leaving serious value on the table. So if we went back to our archetypes for a second, the big takeaway is most brands don't use the optimal mix. They default to mixes that are maybe popular in their category, but not totally aligned to their goals. But there are some interesting takeaways from the archetypes that I think our audience might like. The balanced multi-channel archetype, or a mix of TV, online video, and point-of-sales ads, delivered strong results across multiple brand metrics. The legacy and Facebook archetype, a mix of TV, outdoor, and Facebook ads, delivered some of the best performance for CPG brands. And the broad multi-channel mix of TV, online video, social, and outdoor was highly versatile, but had mixed results depending on the campaign goal. Fun fact, TV was present in most successful archetypes, but it worked best when paired with digital formats like YouTube or Facebook. Not new to us. And then the best performing mixes varied by goal. So like awareness versus motivation versus association, meaning you need to choose your archetype based on your specific objective. So a couple takeaways: think beyond reach. The study shows that optimizing for brand lift, not just impressions, can improve effectiveness. Use media as a complement. The most successful campaigns pair traditional media like TV with digital formats. And consider how much risk you want to have, because some media mixes have higher upside potential, but also higher variance in outcomes. So if you want consistent results, a more balanced marketing mix is the way to go. And now for a Rob GPT. Marketers are like chefs who keep making the same giant buffet instead of crafting the perfect tasting menu, leaving tons of flavor and potential impact on the table.
Oh, it went after a food metaphor too.
That's so funny how that happens.
That's weird. ChatGPT and we think alike,
Same wavelength.
So then would you say that when you Google it, they'll say the Mediterranean diet is the healthiest diet? And it's kind of the common sense diet too, right? It's not the extreme low carb or whatnot. So I was trying to tease out, was there the equivalent of the Mediterranean diet in their different archetypes? Is that sort of the balanced approach? Or, because it sounded like the balanced approach was a little bit also less conclusive?
Yes, it sounds like if you had to pick one. I think the broad multi-channel, the 7th, is the way to go. It's that a big mix of TV, online video, social, out of home, like a mix of things. But they said that's probably the easiest thing to do. There's also other things to take into account. TV was typically present in some of the most successful archetypes. And what's your goal? What's your objective? It really isn't a one size fits all for this one.
Right. God, what an interesting study. I mean, how they can do 1,000 different campaigns is amazing. Like, how do you even do that? Or did
I have no idea.
Hear that wrong? They
analyzed like more than 50 countries were involved. You have more than 1,000 campaigns, 557 brands. I mean, they're looking at a huge,
that's impressive.
Which I think you have to for something like this. But
for sure.
I liked this study because I felt like it validated what we've been doing, like as an agency with TV. Like a lot of traditional buying methods are just all about like TRPs and reach.
Right.
And we've always been focused on more performance television. So like, is your TV actually driving a business result? And that's kind of what he's saying. Like, if you're only going out there maximizing reach, I think we would argue is still, we've seen it very important for driving business results, but you want to make sure all your marketing campaigns are grounded in performance, which makes a lot of sense. And maybe you don't take like a one size fits all recommendation either for what you're doing. There we go. Pretty fun.
Very good.
That's it for this episode of The Marketing Architects. We'd like to thank Taylor De Los Reyes for producing the show. You can connect with us on LinkedIn, and if you like the podcast, please leave us a review. Now go forth and build great marketing.
Have you heard about the stuffing you can make for a turkey using White Castle hamburgers? I haven't tried it myself, but it's supposed to be really good.
Like a Pinterest recipe for stuffing.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that. I'm sure it's delicious and horrible for you.